Hello, my dear friends. I'm here to bring to you a video we've entitled Daniel's Lament. Now, it's not necessarily that this was my initial intention. You know, I always want to bring to you something that we can have rapport with, we can learn from, we can share information with. Those kind of things just inspire me so much. But as of late, things have been just a bit more challenging than usual, and I really just feel, in all honesty, and as a human being with a sensitive heart, I have to share this with you. I have been a fairly high-profile individual now, most of my life. It's not that I've ever sought out fame at all. It doesn't interest me. And any kind of scandal or notoriety, it's not something really that I'm drawn to at all. But I love people, and I want to inspire, plant seeds of imagination. I just want to be there for you. So there's been many television shows and opportunities I've turned down because, I don't know, part of me is just a homeboy who gets great pleasure out of my garden. In fact, this summer I want to be able to do metaphysical garden tours in the yard and include mini reads as we traverse the lemon balm and the bee balm and the beautiful mints and so forth. But again, getting back to, though, Daniel's Lament. With all of the hundreds and thousands of people that love me and that know I have a good heart and I'm there for you, it's inevitable, though, that there would be the few that are, for lack of a better description, going right off the rails. It seems like with the way the planets are aligning or where the world is right now, they're absolutely losing their minds, and I feel for them. I've tried to help even, but there's only so much that you can do. So this is hard to talk about, forgive me. But again, like I said before, it's not the subject matter I had wanted to discuss with you. It's a subject matter I feel I have to discuss with you. And all of you people that are hearing this, I tell you, it's not you. It's others that this is directed at, but maybe I want to save you from my predicament. Long ago, and far away, when I was just a young man, really starting out and giving some of these beautiful, high-profile lectures, people love them, and a lot of people would bring flowers and gifts, and I give a lot of gifts out myself. I'm just that way. I'm generous by nature. But I remember one of the visionaries and leaders of a very important metaphysical organization took me aside one day after my lecture. She pointed someone out in the audience and said to me, "You know, you have to be careful of that one. Although you're a married guy, and I have been for decades, but she said, this one's believes that you belong to her." And I remember at the time I was a bit taken aback, thinking, that's odd. Or I was just a young guy. I kind of laughed it off even. I just thought that's just kind of silly, or maybe it's just like some kind of puppy love, or it's nonsense. And it's not that I edited it from my mind. I thought about it a lot. Like I think about everything. I process a lot. But I let it go. Anyway, over the years, I have been stalked over the phone by a certain someone, and it was pretty bad when these calls would come in at 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning, and they'd either be joyful, like blitheringly so, doped up so, or they would be morose, suicidal, odd, off-putting, and this would be within minutes of each other, and I just felt it's so strange, it's so sad. I didn't know what to do, really, and it's been going on for a long time. However, I kind of felt fairly safe about it, even that's, I guess, presumptuous, until the social network emerged. There, I got to meet some beautiful people, such as yourselves, and I got to share my passions, my metaphysical passions with you all, and teach you and learn from you guys. It's been great. But when certain individuals, and really of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people I've met over the years, we're only talking about 3, and really specifically even 1, they found me, of course, on my fan page, on my YouTube videos, and the slander, the accusations, the misrepresentations of me have broken my heart to pieces. So anyway, after some crazy phone calls and slander that was put on my fan page, I ultimately called this particular number back because I have caller ID, and it turns out it wasn't even, this person was calling from someone else's phone so as to not be found out, but I probably psychically would have picked up the numbers anyway. The point is, though, I tried to help. I tried to explain. You can't do this, please. You can't make these kind of calls in the morning when I'm sound asleep and scare me. And I explained that recently I had a family here whose mom had been murdered, and I had to help them, and I worked here in the parlor to accommodate so many people. I said, your call came in with this I love you stuff, and then it went right, and then 5 minutes later it was I hate you, right in front of these people. Her answer to me was blah 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 blah. That was the answer. And you're the idiot for having the machine up when I called. I really couldn't believe my eyes, but then it fully now just dawned on me. I'm dealing with delusion and insanity. So of course I'll never make another call like that again. But as it turns out, this week on my wife's birthday, another one of those 5 o'clock in the morning phone calls threw us out of bed. We forgot to lower the phone, the ringer rather, on the phone, so it woke us up. And it was ranting, raving from this particular individual on my wife's birthday. So when my wife said, please don't do this, do this again, and hung up, the next thing I know, the internet had exploded with rantings and ravings with my full name and hers, denouncing her and basically saying, how dare he treat me this way? I, his second wife. Who does he think he is, expecting to have 2 wives? Meanwhile, I have not actually seen this person in over 25 years. It would be easy for me to play all of the video, messages for you right now, and to call the police and say this person's name for the world to see, but I don't want to draw attention to this person's website at all. I don't want you people to be drawn in at all or harmed in any way. Throughout the course of doing this kind of work, I have had a couple of others also who have suggested that my 26 years or 20 or 30 or, really it's much more, 40 years of doing this kind of work, it's not enough. Their 3 years of doing this work, they have so much more valuable information and understanding of the metaphysical world than I do. So, I let a lot of this stuff slide more often than not. I really do. I really do. You have never seen me complain like this ever. And you know what? You're not going to again. I just had to get this off my chest today, and that is, they'll drive you crazy. They'll kill you if you let them. And you know what? I don't know. I hate to say this. They'll kill you possibly physically. They may. I guess in my life, though, I've lived a long life. I've lived a fulfilled life. I've met great people, and I've already done good works. I'm good with God, so I'm not afraid. It's just more like my lament. It saddens me. I had hoped that the social network would be a beautiful place. I was naive. And I thought that this could be, that I wouldn't ever have to say this to you guys, or that we could all just live in a peaceable kingdom. But apparently, we can't. So here's, though, my final point before I do a read for you guys and do what I want to do for you. I may have to real soon quit YouTube, and I may have to stop my fan page, my profile page. I may have to try to understand the technology enough to limit those that I love so that they get to see me, and the freaks out there that are hiding behind these screens in their moo-moos and their curlers and their atrocious, God only knows, behavior, putting up pictures of themselves from 40 years ago and pretending that they're someone that they're not. I'm someone that's real. And the great joy I get is a joy I'm going to get tomorrow night. I'm going to speak in front of 200 people. And I can see it in my mind's eye. I already spoke to Nancy about it. I told her how I can't wait to pick everyone out of the audience. And I know already the strangers I'll meet and what I'm going to say. And who I'm going to be able to pick up in the heavens. And whose problems I'm going to be able to solve, and whose objects I'm going to be able to find. It's quite exciting. So, now those people that harangue me and bother me on the internet, they would never make a public appearance and harass me because they're too afraid of reality, thank God. I'm not. So, of course, my work is still available to you guys. I'll be there for you. I've signed a lot of contracts this year, so I'll be doing a lot of public speaking engagements. Fortunately, it'll be, though, without these individuals that, I don't know, they are wired to take advantage of people that just give. So, I look forward to seeing you, and the good news is, by the time this video comes out, I will have already met you guys and done readings for you, so those presences out there, those shadow people, they won't even know about this until the lecture, until it's already over, so there's no way that they could possibly throw chaos into it. So anyway, I don't want to belabor that too much, other than just simply leave you with that sense that what was put up recently were lies, slanderous, bogus delusional information, stuff that was just awful. And my lesson I have to learn is that the more high profile I become, which I've kind of fought my whole life, the more you've got to expect, though, there's always going to be that small faction of individuals that are, you know, drawn to you in less dignified ways. Anyway, that's not what I hope to attract, and I try very hard to bring in as much white light and good energy as possible. I'm there for you. So, that said, maybe in the future some of you guys could help me understand. I don't understand the technology enough. I'm an artist, I'm a creator, I'm a psychic, I'm a sensitive. Sometimes I admit, too much so. That's why this stuff bothers me so much. At least I just got it out of my system. Thank you for listening to me. I'll be speaking for all of you in the future. I'll be doing readings for you. They're going to be magnificent. And just so you know, Neptune, the planet of mystery, of the bizarre even, has gone retrograde. It's going to be in Pisces for a long time. So it's adding a lot of a strange veil over all of us. But those of us that are kind and white light will be ever more so. May you guys be the ones that reign supreme. And may those that are lost just be found. May they find it in their heart, that light. That's what I want for them. No harm to anybody. So, let's do a reading for you guys in this mindset of, obviously, uber sensitivity, but in that sensitive space, with this moon in Cancer, Pisces, a water sign I'm thinking, Pisces, very intuitive, but also moving into Aries, very blustery though and reactive. There should be a pretty good psychic vibrational field that comes through. So let me do what Danny does best, what I'm wired to do, what I was born to do. Read for you guys at the end of spring, which is departing. And as your thoughts are darting all over the place, let's pick up what the vibrational fields have to speak of as the summer solstice begins. Okay, so let's see what the vibes have to say. And remember in the future, don't believe everything you hear. I have always been and always will be a good guy. Happily married to my soulmate for a long time. And I'm there for you. I'm there for you. I want you to be there for me too. I know you all have your crosses to bear too. And I'm sure you have those in your life too that judge you. And it isn't always easy. But let's all together rise above it. Let's rise above it. So, this is the summer of the end of the world, they say. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's got to be a new world. And people are shifting. We're changing. It's a paradigm shift, and it's powerful. And as a result, I guess some people are imploding. Let's not. Let's keep it together. Let's see what the vibrational fields have to say. You got to be cool. You got to have your wits about you. You got to be white light if you hope to hold on to your power and hold on to yourself. And the first vibe that comes through in this grand trine today says this. Number one, I'm taking it from the middle. You know, two vibes want to come out. I'm going to let them. Okay, so the vibes say, first, very Daniel-esque, not Tarot-esque. Inner thoughts. So the first vibe that comes through discusses the fact that some people process a lot. So there are those out there hiding behind their screens that process a lot and direct their, I don't know what, misbegotten feelings towards me on Facebook, which I may just be dissolving. And there's also people then like me that probably process it too much and should just not even acknowledge it at all. I can't help it though. I do this for a living. I feel things. Forgive me. However, the vibe that falls with that, the secondary vibe, the part B suggests, but you're a star. And you gotta be one. And you gotta rise above all of this. You gotta fulfill yourself. You have to have self-recognition. You have to trust yourself. Your limitless ceiling calls to you. Embrace it. I wrote across this painting, which is probably 30 years old, that I did, of a beautiful woman with seashells I collected on Sanibel Island with my deceased siblings. I wrote on this painting, there will be days when you'll be tested, but you'll also be recognized for the fruits that you bear. That's all I got to say about that. That's vibrational field number one of the Grand Trine. It's an A and a B. It's obviously a message to me, and I hope it's a message to you too. How to rise above the things that can get you down. I know it's been a tough year. Okay, vibrational field number 2. Nice color. It's very Libra ruled, thank God. My Libra friend is filming this right now. I love my Libras. It is number 8, who we are with everybody else. Me and you and me and you and me, the world and you, an animal and you, a pet and you, God and you, and so forth. But it's Libra ruled. And what does it suggest? What you need in your life to regain your balance is absolute concentration, centering, a return to equilibrium. You've got to stay still. This is the vibration that suggests that sometimes you feel like your life is like a tightrope. And maybe sometimes you feel that you could fall one way or the other. But you won't. Look straight ahead. And just walk straight ahead on the tightrope. Don't look down. You'll get across. It's going to be okay. I'm very happy to report this vibe because this justice vibe, which is very karmic, suggests ultimately everybody gets what's coming to them. And if you're goodly, that's the reward you'll reap. So, the trine ends with the capstone and the height of the pyramid today. Wow, what a summer this is going to be. Says this. Down below. The vibrational field, I'm happy to report, suggests unexpected solutions. So, it didn't say unexpected problems. It didn't say it's going to go from bad to worse. It said there are solutions. It's reminding me, again, these are all very, like I said before, they're quite Daniel-esque. They're not so much tarot, although the justice one, number 8, was. But that's a major arcanum vibe. But unexpected solutions are pretty good. It's a relief for me to see this, because it suggests to me that in the future, it'll all be okay. One way or another, the solutions can be found. It doesn't have to spiral out of control. You can tell by my demeanor today. I'm overwhelmed. I'm hurt. And those that have perpetrated this are probably quite gleeful over that. There's nothing I can do about it. But my point is, though, as you've seen in the read, Keep your balance this summer. Expect the unexpected when it comes to solutions. Don't fault yourself because you think too much. You're brilliant. That's why you think too much. I mixed up boys' wives and they're still all there. And remember the star that you are. Fulfill yourself. And you're limitless. And recognize that in yourself. Be evolved. This is the era to do so. And to all of you, though, that do love me and know how much I love you, I'll see you all at those public speaking engagements. And I've got a lot of them this year. I'll read for all of you. I'll bring you crystals. I'll bring you healing water. I'll bring you fragrances. I'll bring you my heart. You know I'll be there for you. And the rest of these, I hate to use the word. I'm not that cool. These internet trolls, these people that are out there to kind of like just make your day miserable, they're not going to win. You're going to win, the goodly. More power.